The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again. It's another Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning. It's 12 a.m. in London because they set their clocks already, just before we did. Also, Israel set their clocks. Now they're 2 a.m. and it's 9 a.m. still in Tokyo, Japan, because they really never set their clocks there. Welcome aboard to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm aboard with you once again for another Thursday here in New York. That's where we originate, but that's not where we stop, because not only do we broadcast in New York, but we broadcast all around the world. We're global, and it's nice to know that anywhere you go around the world, you can pick us up. All you have to do is be in a place where there's a lot of great Wi-Fi and, of course, hotspots, and you can always pick us up. It doesn't matter. We're all around the world. So tell your family and friends about it and let them join us as well. We're going to be with you for a whole full hour each week, and we meet every Thursday around this time for great conversation. And we talk back live. That's because the name of the show is Talk Back Live, but we can still talk about anything that you want to talk about. Now, those of you who've been around with us for a long time, you already know the deal, right? Because you're not new to this thing, but they may be a possibility that someone's here for the very first time. So we like to enlighten them on how we work things here. Okay, as the host of the show, I get things started as I'm doing right now. I'm prepping. This is called the prep mode. And what I'll start to do is throw in some kind of a conversation that we can chew on for just a few minutes until we get things going, or up until the time you say, hey, I want to talk about something else. And you can do that anytime you want. All you have to do is use your computer on your keyboard, on your telephone, or even your tablet. Just type it right in, and I'll see you right there on the big screen. Of course, I'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about. Free exchange of ideas and of opinions. And I know all of you guys have opinions. We all do. And this is the place where you can air it right here, and you don't have to worry about anyone saying anything about it, because everyone has an opinion and they have the right to that opinion. So we want to hear yours as we go along in the show. And of course, if you're a new comer to the show, you also know that we're on two different platforms. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook as well. And whatever platform that you're on, it doesn't matter. We could still talk to you anyway, and you could still talk to us just the same. So we're so glad to have you aboard with us. Tell your family and friends about the show. Get them in. Now, how you can do that. Now, you guys who are watching us on Facebook, you have this terminology, what they call tagging, right? And what you're going to do is tag all of your friends, and as many as you want, if not all, as many as you want. And when they see that tag coming from you, they'll click on to it. They'll know it's coming from you. And then all you have to do is wait for them to click on, and they'll come right there where you are. And the same thing for you guys who are watching us on YouTube. You cut and paste the program that you're watching us on, the platform that you're watching us on. And when I say platform, I mean the link of the platform that you're watching us on right now, be it YouTube, be it Facebook. Cut and paste it, send it out to many friends as possible. The more, the merrier. If they like what they see, if they like what they hear, of course, they'll come back again and again, just like you, and we hope that they do. And we've got a lot of things planned for you on the show. So get ready, and let's get started with the show right now. I'm so glad to be here as usual. And of course, it's always a delight to entertain you, to be with you. And it's always a delight when you invite us into your homes or wherever you are. Now, some people on the other side of the world maybe sleep, I don't know. It's nighttime someplace else, it's daytime someplace else. But wherever you are, you could be at work even. And if you're right at work, if you're at your computer, stay with us and watch us for the entire show. Now, if you can't stay with us for the entire show, whatever time you could stay with us, whatever time that you have, we would appreciate it. But we hope that the case is that you're able to stay with us for the full show and you can get involved with us. Now, I understand there's a lot of people, especially you guys who are here for the very first time, may not want to get involved in conversation right now. You want to make sense of the show because a lot of people do that if they're new. They just want to sit back, relax the show, and not say anything. Rest assured that we will not rope you in. Now, although I see you when you come in, I see everyone when they come in. When I see you when you come in, I will not say anything. I will not acknowledge you unless you say something first. And the reason why we do that is because we want to respect everyone's privacy. Now, and I guess that's a little load off your mind, right? We want to respect your privacy. And then when you decide that you want to say something, then you could just type in whatever you want to say. I will acknowledge you and just say hello. And you can do that anytime you want. Just say hello. And even if it's just to say hello, that's good. Just like Mary Reed out of Brooklyn, New York. She just popped in, and Mary is watching us on YouTube right now. And there are more people coming in. The ones that I see, of course, I'll just say hi to them, and that's it for now. But if they want to join in conversation, that would be great. Well, here we are. We at the final days, and it's the last day of October. Now, before we get into all of that about October, I want to let you know that all of you guys should know, and if you don't know by now, you should know at this particular time that uh, this is the flu season. We already know that, right? It's getting chilly and everyone is bundling up warm, but you want to make sure that you're coated and you go get your flu shot. Now, not only are the flu shots available, you have the flu and the COVID shots. They're both available. Now, all you have to do is go into your pharmacist, wherever that is, and just let them know that you want to take the shots. Now, here's the good thing. This is good news. If you desire to take both shots at the same time, you can do that. It's safe. Just let them know. Just walk right in. Now, some places may not have the luxury of just walking right in and just say, I want to take the shot. Sometimes, or some different places may be in the area where you have to make an appointment. And they would tell you, well, you have to go onto our website to make an appointment, and that would be it. Over here where we are in New York, and maybe other places too, we have both options. You could just walk right in or make the appointment, however you choose. But if you don't have that luxury, when you make your appointment, keep the appointment because you don't want to have to do it all over again. And please don't wait too late before you have to do this because, like I said, the flu season is here right now. And by the way, taking those two shots together, as I said, you could take them together. If not, you can do what I do. Take one shot 1 week, and then maybe a week after that, 2 weeks after that, you take the other one. But the thing is that you just got to do it now. There's no time to waste. You have to do it now. And if you haven't done it yet, maybe starting tomorrow morning, if you're in a time zone where you're at night, and then following day you can go do it. And those of you who are watching us and it's on the other side of the world, and if it's daytime where you are, you're just waking up, it's morning. If you can, right after the show, go over there and get yours. All right, it's available to you, so please don't miss it. And for those of you who desire to do it, don't let anyone talk you out of it, letting you know that if you take the shot, you'll turn into a zombie or something like that. That's not the case, and the people who desire not to take it, well, then don't take it. That would be a privilege. That's the whole idea of privilege, is that we can do or we don't. But for those of you who would like to do it, I urge you to get yours right away. Yes, it is the 30th day of October, and we've got one more day. Tomorrow's Halloween. How you like that? That's a little celebration that everyone could participate in, even grown-ups could participate in. But that's something for tomorrow. That's another show. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow on the Coffee Hour show. But right now it's the 30th, and this is going to be the last show of this month. And when we come back next week, we'll be in a brand new month. And of course, we'll be looking forward to that anyway. So in the meantime, we're still here on this day, this 30th day of October, where things are taking place. Now, this month of October, we're still celebrating, and this is the last time we're going to be telling you about it on this show. And we're celebrating right now Filipino American History Month. That's what's taking place right now. Now, those of you who are Philippines, and even if you're not a Filipino American and you actually live in the Philippines, this is for you too. You know, you could celebrate anyway. But if you're in America and you're a Filipino, and this is the time that you can celebrate. Now, they may be things going on in the Filipino community that you may want to talk about or may want to hip us to. Maybe there's a few events that are going on that are taking place that you want to promote, and this is the last day we're going to do it anyway. You want to promote, you can do that right now, right? You don't even have to wait till tomorrow, because whatever you talk about, I'll see you right there, and I will, tell it to everyone. But anyone that's in the room right there, they could see it anyway, but I will say it out loud just in case they don't get a chance to actually see it. But nevertheless, we're celebrating that. We're also celebrating Polish American Heritage Month. Right? Same thing. If you're from Poland, and we do broadcast in Poland, we do broadcast in the Philippines, but if you're in Poland right now and you're watching this, you could still celebrate. It's Polish American Heritage Month, and the people in the United States, we want to celebrate along with you. Again, if there are any events that you want to talk about that we should know about, or you think someone else will be interested in, please, by all means, let us know. Want to draw your attention over for the last time too about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. All month long we were talking about this, and people were wearing their ribbons, their pink ribbons, or their pink ties, like this one, for instance, and they're just dressed in pink. So being that this is the last day that we're going to talk about it on this show, we just want to put it out there. So, ladies, and it goes for men too, because believe it or not, men get breast cancer as well. So we want to make sure that everyone who is under that umbrella, and by the way, if you're a survivor of breast cancer, maybe you want to start your own crusade by telling other women or other men about breast cancer and your ranks and how you got through it and how you survived it. And there'd be good stories to talk about, because believe it or not, when you actually convey all of your information or convey all of your experiences about that to other people, it kind of gives them hope. They say, well, if you can do it, I can do it. And that's one of the things that you should say to them anyway. If I can do it, you can do it. So there you go for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also, it's Prevention Month. It's National Fire Prevention Month. Okay. I needn't tell you about that. You know what to do. And if you're going to be doing something in the forest that's going to uh, contain fire or cooking out or something like that, of course, you want to make sure that you put your fire out completely, drown it with water until you see absolutely no smoke or steam anywhere. You want to make sure that even in your homes, right? Your home and your cooking, you better watch out. But your home should have fire detectors anyway, so you want to have a safe environment as far as that is. So that's what we got going. And this, again, a last time we'll be talking about for this show, National Fire Prevention Month. Okay, now you can't make this up. And the reason why you can't make this up, because I mentioned tomorrow is Halloween, but today, for some reason, it's first of all, it's National Seafood Day, Seafood Month. All right, that's Seafood Month. All right, have your seafood. But what I was getting ready to talk about is National Candy Corn Day. That's today, even though Halloween is tomorrow, but that's okay, because in certain places, you're already in your Friday mode, so you're already in Halloween. So this is the day, National Candy Corn Day. You can't make it up. That's what we got going. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for the balance of the hour. I didn't mention, too, that Brian Camp is going to be along with us in just a couple of minutes, about 2 or 3 minutes from now. Brian Camp is going to be with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And, of course, the World Series is already taking effect. But I'm going to let Brian talk to you about that. so you can keep you up to date about what's happening in the World Series, just in case you haven't heard anything about it. And then, of course, football is here, and then other sports. There are a lot of things to talk about. So you'll catch them here. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him on the screen, but that won't be the case for Facebook. If you're watching us on Facebook, you'll hear his voice, but you won't see him. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll get a chance to see him and get your questions if you have any sports related questions, get them ready. So when he comes in, you can ask him right there and he'll see you right there because he monitors everything as well. Except for if he's on the road, then he's broadcasting from someplace else. But I think he's in Charlotte. That's basically where he is, in Charlotte. But he'll be here pretty soon. And we have this thing called also this day in history. I have a whole laundry list of what happened on this day in history. Now, something happened on this day in history on the 30th of October, which is today. Now, if nothing happened today, by golly, next year you'll hear more about it. But something in the past happened on this day. So that's what we have later on in the program, not too far away, on this day in history. We also want to tell you about the movies that we have. Now, each week, being that the weekend is coming up, I always go into the Turner Classic Movies vault and check out the movies, pick my picks of the week for your weekend. So when the weekend comes around, you may want to, have some movies that you want to check out, movies that you haven't seen in a long time, right? Maybe those. And if you haven't, I have some movies that I want to bring to you too. I have a list of movies that I want to bring to you. So that's all coming up. So that's later on in the program before the show is over. And so we'll get your weekend started. Okay? All right. June Lockhart, a popular actress of the 1950s and 60s, known for her roles in Lost in Space, Lassie, and Meet Me in St. Louis. She died of natural causes last Thursday in Santa Monica, California. Lockhart became known for her performances as Timmy's foster mother, Ruth Martin, on the CBS series Lassie from 1958 to 1964. She took over from Cloris Leachman as the Martin family moved on to a famous colleague's farm and became foster parents of both the orphaned Timmy and Lassie. Jack DeJohnette, one of the most daring and dynamic jazz drummers of the past 60 years, with loose-limbed yet exciting beats, extracting beats and a propelled limitless range of adventurous music, died on Sunday at the hospital, which they call the Health Alliance Hospital in Kingston, New York. And the cause of death was congestive heart failure. He was 83 years old. So that's what's happening. Okay, we're going to be waiting for Brian Camp to come in. I don't see him just as yet. But in the meantime, Mary reminds me that she's wearing her pink pin. She's wearing her pink pin right now. And of course, that pink pin, of course, that symbolizes the acknowledgement of breast cancer, right? So she's doing that. And she also says she loves that candy corn. So there's going to be plenty of that. There's going to be plenty of that tomorrow. And by the way, if you're trick-or-treaters, if you're going out and if you're going to trick-or-treat, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm talking about talking to the parents, if you're going to go out trick-or-treating with your children, don't let them out there alone. Go with them. And also, before they even take a bite of any kind of candy, you're going to examine it. You want to make sure that everything is okay. Trick-or-treating wasn't like the way when I was a boy coming up. It wasn't, we were able to go out by ourselves and do a lot of things, trick-or-treat by ourselves. But that's not the case anymore, unfortunately. So parents, you dress up in your little kitty cat costumes or whatever with your children and let them get started as well. And I think they'll have a lot of fun. You want to be safe wherever you go. You want to be safe. You want your children to be safe. And those of you who are going to be home and you're waiting for the trick-or-treaters, make sure you peek through the peek hole if they knock, because you don't know who's really out there, right? Now, anyone that comes to my house for trick or treat, I don't invite the kids to come to my house for trick or treat. It's only for adults. I only give trick or treats to adults. And my trick and treats, or my treats to adults, are Jello shots. All right. So if you're under 21, you're not gonna get no Jello shots. Don't come knocking on my door. Anyway, just in case you're just joining us again, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're still waiting for the arrival of Brian Camp. He said he would be here, so he's not here yet. If he's not here, we're going to continue doing what we're doing here. We're going to continue, and we have sports to do. But I just talked to him just a few minutes ago. I don't know why he's not here right now. But if he said he's going to be here, I really, he said he's going to be here. He's not here. What are you going to do? Okay, I see a lot of people are coming in. Thank you guys over there on Instagram. No, we're not on Instagram anymore. I don't know why I see that. We used to be on Instagram. We're not on Instagram anymore. So I just want to say hello to all of the people who are watching us on Facebook and all the people who are watching us on YouTube as well. YouTube, by the way, is our flagship platform. What I mean by that is that that's where we get started. That's my YouTube channel, and everything starts from there. And we just drift over into other platforms. Unfortunately, we only have two now, but we're minus one because remember the days when we used to be on Instagram. I'm not sure what that's all about anymore. Nobody's talking about that anymore. Okay. So I see Brian is not here, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on with sports right now and see what we got going. Let's see. Let's see. Is he coming in? No, he's not here yet. I'm going to move on to sports. Expect the fur fly. That's what it says here. No, expect the fur to fly. Oh, I'm not gonna do that because he just popped in. He just popped in. I don't know. When you tell me something, Brian, you gotta be on time. You gotta be on point. You gotta be on point. I stretched as long as I could. I stretched so long
I
that
know.
now I'm 7 feet tall.
Oh gosh. Well, this is the thing. This Hurricane Melissa is affecting the people, at least in my community.
Oh,
As I'm talking to you, I'm trying to wait on my computer is still spinning, waiting to come on. So I had to use my phone to come on. I have better results with my phone than I have with my
oh,
computer. So I was
oh,
just on a Zoom call,
yeah.
and that took a while. It took
Wow.
me 15 minutes to get on. So as I finished, I said, okay, finish around 5 minutes to 8. Ever
Uh-huh.
since I've been trying to get on. So now I'm here. I'm using on my phone. So I can't see anybody. I can only see you. So that's
Okay.
what's been going on and everything. But thank you for
Well,
stretching it, though. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm out of breath and I'm out of words. So
Oh,
you take
okay.
over.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, globally, around the world, locally, nationally, internationally. I'm here coming live from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where technology has very rarely failed me and everything. We got very good Wi-Fi. We got very good connection here. But I truly believe that it has a lot to do with Hurricane Melissa. As you know, in the Caribbean, Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba has been really under siege right now. They're going through a lot of problems right now. Hope everybody's okay. We're looking for minimal casualties. We did lose some people. Condolences to them and everything, but I hope everything will be well, and the recovery will be quickly as it can, so they could get back on their feet and everything for the people in Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba. So that's why it's affecting a lot of people here in the States, at least in the South here in North Carolina, at least with me. So, but I'm glad that you are all here. Let's talk some sports. Well, I'm so happy, even through all of this, because the LA Dodgers are one game from losing the World Series. I can be no more than happy about that. Yes, the Dodgers, I want a Canada team. Yes, Toronto, Canada, to win the World Series. I'm not ashamed to say it. I love my country. I am American, and I'm proud to be American. But I don't like those LA Dodgers because I'm a San Francisco Giant fan and I'm rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays to upend those ugly looking LA Dodgers. So they're one game away. This has been a very good, exciting World Series. Game 6 will continue tomorrow night on Fox at 8 o'clock. If necessary, a game 7 will be Saturday on Fox at 8 o'clock. But we don't want to go to 7 games. This game is going to be in Canada, in Toronto, and I'm going to be waving my pom poms at home and rooting for the Blue Jays. That's right. Listen. There's nothing about me not being patriotic or anything like that. I'm a San Francisco Giant fan. If you're a Giant fan, you don't like Dodgers. Simple as that. So that's where I'm at. Um, More news in baseball. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred called Major League players' involvement in the 2028 Olympics a unique opportunity to market the sport worldwide, and sounded optimistic while talking through the logistics of how that might work when the games come to LA in the Summer Olympics of 2028. That's right. In 2028, Los Angeles, at least LA is not a bad town. I just don't like the Dodgers. But LA is a great town, and Major League Baseball All-Star Game traditionally on a Tuesday would likely take place July 11th in 2028. So what that means is baseball in the Olympics is currently scheduled to be played July 15th through the 20th. If it works out, baseball regular season would pause for at least close to 2 weeks in the middle of July. So you have your regular All-Star game, and then you have the Olympics. So they're going to be off for a couple of weeks and everything. That's first time I ever seen this here happen. So hopefully, you know, LA was awarded, which is part of America. We're going to be the home country that we will going to be serving host to the Olympics. So be looking forward to that. That's roughly another 2 years from now, 2.5 years. This is 2025. This is going to happen in 2028. Well, in the NBA, you know what's been going on lately. I've been talking to you about what's going on with the illegal betting. Well, the U.S. Senate committee sent a letter to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver saying that last week's federal indictments of Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, Portland Trailblazer coach Chauncey Billups, and former player and coach Damon Jones were a matter of congressional concern, and asking for details about the league's approach to investigating potential gambling violations. Now, the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, which is chaired by Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, Republican Texas. I'm going to leave that one alone. Ted Cruz. I'm going to leave. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to leave it alone. And oversees professional sports. So he oversees all professional sports. Asked the NBA in a letter to provide documentation of the gambling policies and a list of investigations regarding betting. So he's going to be involved with it. So if he's going to be involved in it, his boss that resides on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is going to stick his nose into all of this. Here it is. They want athletes to stick their nose out of politics. Well, how about politicians stick their nose out of sports? You don't mess with us, we don't mess with you. That's how it should be. I know I'm a little bit on fire tonight, but it is what it is. So we're going to wait and see what's going to happen. The investigation is still going on. This day in sports, October 30th, 1919. It's over 100 and what, 5 years ago? 6 years ago. Major League Baseball presidents called for the abolishment of the spitball. That's both leagues, American League and National League. They want to abolish the spitball and everything. So that's what happened in 1919. 1945, Branch Rickey signs Jackie Robinson to a contract with the Montreal Royals. That's their minor league team of the Dodgers. 1956. Oh gosh, we got more Dodgers stuff to talk about. Dodgers sell Ebbets Field to a real estate group. Agreed to stay until 1959. Actually, they left in 1958 because that's when they moved to LA from Brooklyn. They was living in Brooklyn, so they moved to LA, and that's what happened. 1963, Sandy Koufax wins National League MVP award. 1967, Arthur Eileen says Chicago White Sox will play 9 games in Milwaukee in 1968. 1973, Tom Seaver becomes the first non-20 game winner to win the Cy Young Award. That means he didn't, usually when a pitcher wins 20 or more games, they're usually going to win the Cy Young Award. He did not win 20 games. He was the first player to do it. Since then, there's been others who won the Cy Young Award without winning 20 games. 1974, California Angels Nolan Ryan throws the first fastest pitch recorded at 100.9 miles per hour. 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle. Ali knocks out George Foreman in the 8th round, the famous rope-a-dope that caused George Foreman to lose his bout. That was a game. That was the fight, the almost the second greatest fight of the century. That was in Zaire, Africa. 2013, Boston Red Sox defeated the St. Louis Cardinals 6-1 in 6 games in the World Series. David Ortiz became World Series MVP. 2016, Oakland Raiders breaks the single record for most penalties, 23. Well, they was always known for their reputation of being that way. 2023, Magic Johnson is the 4th athlete to become a billionaire, only behind Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Tiger Williams. Birthdays on this day. 1898, Bill Terry, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, first baseman, manager, World Series champion, was born in Atlanta, Georgia. 1935, Jim Perry, Gaylord Perry's younger brother, Major League pitcher, was born in Williamston, North Carolina. 1941, Jim Ray Hart, Major League Baseball third baseman for the San Francisco Giants, was born in Hookerton, North Carolina. Hookerton, North Carolina. 1950, Phil Chenier, NBA guard for the Washington Bullets. This is a guy that looks like Walt Clyde Frazier back in the day. They look so much alike. Was born in Berkeley, California. 1967, Ty Detmer, NCAA 1990 Heisman Award winner, Hall of Famer, NFL quarterback, was born in San Marcos, Texas. And in 1993, Marcus Mariota, NFL quarterback, 2014 Heisman Trophy Award winner, was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a very chill night. 52 degrees here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
And something, that rain that you were talking about, that storm that you were talking about, it kind of makes sense now because I didn't think about it, but we had a lot of rain here today, and it's supposed to clear up tomorrow. So, you keep that storm where it is, keep it at bay over there where you are in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Well, I tell you, I was sent over something over the internet, and Brooklyn is flooded. I saw it on the on the internet, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me something, and it is on Tompkins Avenue, and was it Tompkins, and I forgot what's the others, the cross street, but
Mm.
it is flooded. It is
I
flooded.
I have no doubt. I don't get to see any of that. Living in Manhattan, because we don't get to see any of that. But like let's say for instance, when we get snowstorms, I don't realize that the snow was as bad on the outer boroughs than it was in Manhattan, because we don't get those treacherous storms. I mean, we get them, but it's clear, in a couple of days. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess I'm a little lucky that way, though.
yeah.
I like the way you break on the Dodgers. So that is so funny. They got you're right. They have if the Blue Jays pull it off tomorrow, That's going to be it.
Bye bye. They go home. That's
But I
right.
don't think they. But I don't think they'll pull it off tomorrow. I think the Dodgers will win it. They'll go 7 games.
Listen, I'm not a naive person. The LA Dodgers is a they're a very good team. They're great. They got great pitching. They're great hitter. They got the best hitter in
Hmm.
baseball in Shahu Otani. Uh,
Hmm.
they are loaded. They are
Yeah.
loaded. But as a San Francisco Giant fan, of course, I don't hate the players. I don't hate them with passion. I just don't want the team to win. It's just a rivalry. If I was playing baseball, I would understand. Yeah, that's the rival. The Dodgers and the Giants been rivals since way back in the 40s and the 50s. So, even back in New York, they were rivals. One team was in Upper Manhattan, the other team was in Brooklyn. They carry their rivalry to the West Coast. One is in Southern California, the other one is in Northern California. These two story franchises do not like one another. It's like the Yankees and the Red Sox, you know.
Right. I was
So
going to mention that.
yeah, so it's like that. So that's why it's forbidding for them. But they have long history. The Dodgers, if they're great, they're great.
Yeah.
And you see, I've read a lot of stuff with the Dodgers on this day of sports. So
Yeah. Well, I know you gave him equal time. You didn't have to. I mean, that was your choice. You could have said,
yeah,
nah, but the professional guy that you are,
it's my
you
job. Yeah,
yeah, you do it and just, suck it up.
that's it.
There are certain things that I leave out, or certain people, like they happen to come into the news. If I feel that the news is not really important, that I should acknowledge them, I don't. I just won't. You know, I just won't. Sometimes I can't stomach them, but for the most part, I do. You know.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, and we'll see we'll see what goes on tomorrow. They're going to be what, I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern. They're on
On Fox. Yeah, so it'd be on
Fox.
Fox. Yeah, at 8 o'clock. So first pitch roughly around 8:05, 8:06, something like that. But yeah, 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
gonna be very interesting.
Either way, baseball season will be over. If not tomorrow, then Saturday. That would be the end of it, and then we can go back to football. Which reminds me that my Minnesota Vikings are going to be playing Sunday, so I'm going to be looking forward to that. A 1 a.m. 1 p.m. game. So
Yep.
I'm going
And
to be
and and don't forget about the NBA. The NBA just kicked off their regular season too. Well,
yeah.
they're in a little trouble right now with this illegal gambling, but
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
so
know. That's still going on. They're trying to answer for that. NBA, they're trying to answer for that because they want to save the integrity of the players and the games and the coaches.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I could
Absolutely.
understand that.
Hmm.
Uh, but like we always say, they should just play the game and leave the gambling, stay out of gambling. I mean, do it on your own time, not on their time. You know,
Exactly. That's right.
you know.
Yeah.
So what does it look like for tomorrow?
It looks good. I don't know, 10:20, 10:30, around that time.
Hmm.
But I should be on unless there's some major change where they're gonna change me around my schedule. But right now it looks good though.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All
Okay,
right
have
then.
yourself. Take care. Good night.
Yeah.
All right, that's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here every week at this time. And of course, he's going to be here tomorrow too, as we do the coffee hour. And of course, he'll give you that information. Plus, we'll talk more about the World Series. I still believe that this World Series is going to stretch until Saturday. They're gonna go 7 games. I mean, Brian doesn't like the Dodgers, but like he said, they're not a pushover team. Neither one of these teams are pushover teams. That's why I think it's going to go 7 innings. But if it doesn't, what the hey? And then Sunday, I guess I can go back to my football games. I'll be watching my Minnesota Vikings. Kick butt too. Kobe Bryant. What about Kobe Bryant, Mary? Uh, what the F is that? I don't know what the. Okay. All right. All right, Mary. All right. Okay. Um, was Mary? Was there something that you wanted to talk about, Kobe Bryant? Or is No, that's Kobe Jordan. What's Kobe? No, that's Kobe Jordan Brown. You must have left out the W. Who's Kobe Jordan? I don't know. Anyway, she'll expand if she wants to say something. Anyway, we're here, and the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and we're going to be here for the balance of the show. We'll be here up to the top of the hour, wherever you are around the world and across the nation. We're here each week at this time. We always invite you to tell your family and friends, get them on board. Of course, as I said, you could always tag them if you're watching us on Facebook, cut and paste the platform that you're watching us on and send it to them. And you can do that right now, as a matter of fact. I mean, we got very little time left, but let's share what's left of the show with them so they can come on. And then we explain to them that not only are we on Thursday, but we're on Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern for the coffee hour, which I'll tell you more about that later. But right now, it's time to go back in time. All right. It's time for us to go back in time on this day in history. On this day in history, 1921, The Sheik, a silent film starring Rudolph Valentino, premieres in Los Angeles, California. On this day in history, in 1922, Benito Mussolini forms the government in Italy. On this day in history, 1925, KUTAM, and that's in Austin, Texas. They begin radio transmission. On this day in history, in 1938, a radio broadcast called The War of the Worlds. The War of the Worlds, that was narrated by Orson Welles, allegedly caused mass panic. On this day in history, in 1940, One Night in the Tropics. That's the first film for Abbott and Costello that premiered in Paterson, New Jersey. That happens to be where Lou Costello was born, too. In 1967, Dolly Parton releases her debut single with Porter Wagner, and that was called The Last Thing on My Mind. Back in 1976, Jane Pauley becomes news anchor of The Today Show. In 1979, Tamla Motown releases Stevie Wonder's documentary film soundtrack, Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. On this day in history, in 1987, Faith debuted an album by George Michaels that was released. In 2002, Run DMC founder member Jam Master Jay is shot and killed in his recording studio in New York City by a drug dealer. On this day in history, in 1930, jazz trumpeter and composer Clifford Brown was born in Wilmington, Delaware. He died in 1956. On this day in history, in 1934, actor Hamilton Camp was born in London. He died in 2005. In 1939, Motown singer Eddie Holman, who recorded that sound Jamie, sound just like Jackie Wilson on there. He recorded that back in the 60s. He was born in Detroit, Michigan. He's 86 years old today, still alive and well. On this day in history, 1939, singer Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane and Starship was born in Highland Park, Illinois. She's 86 today. Back in 1941, Otis Williams of The Temptations was born in Texarkana, Texas, and he's 84 years old today. Actor Henry Winkler, the Fonz. He was born on this day in 1945 in New York City, and he's 80 years old today. Happy birthday, Fonzie. In 1946, newscaster Andrea Mitchell was born in New York City. She's 79 today. She's also on MSNBC now. In 1957, comedian Kevin Pollak was born in San Francisco, California. He's 68. In 1962, actress Christina Wagner. She plays in General Hospital. She plays in General Hospital today. She was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. She's 63. In 1965, actress Chanel Brown. She played Kim in A Different World. She was born in East Hampton, New York. She's 60 years old today. In 1970, actress Nia Long was born in Brooklyn, New York, and she's 55 today. In 1991, country singer Clint Black weds actress Lisa Hartman. They got married in Katy, Texas. In 1983, Lillian Carter, mother of U.S. President Jimmy Carter, dies of breast cancer. and she died at the age of 85 years old. In 1991, William Shea, he was instrumental in New York Mets establishment that became Shea Stadium. It was named after him. He dies from a stroke at the age of 84. TV personality comedian Steve Allan died on this day in 2000 at 78 years old. Injuries from a car accident. He was born December 26, 1921 in New York City. Singer Robert Goulet died on this day in 2007, and he was 73 years old from pulmonary fibrosis. And he was born November 26, 1933 in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And that's what's happening on this day in history. And if you happen to know anything that's happening on this day in history that you just happen to know on the top of your head, we would like to know about that, because we don't know everything, but a lot of things do happen on this day in history. And we would like to add that. So you just type it right in there. I'll see you on the big screen. And of course, we'll put it out there to you. Okay, I always ask you guys to always join me in conversation, and I really love it because what I love to do is acknowledge you personally, talk to you personally. Like I talk to Mary and I talk to Warren and all the people who come in, the people in Facebook, I talk to them personally. The people who are there at Facebook right now, I just want to say hello. I know you're there, but you didn't say anything to me, so I won't say anything to you, but I'll just say hello and thanks for joining in. But on the other hand, a lot of people just want to sit back and watch the show. And they say, well, how can I get in touch with this guy? Well, it's easy. I have two sources. I have an email address and a telephone number. What I'm going to do first is give you the email address. The email address first is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's a very important detail, especially the last name, Allan. That's how it's spelled. You know, a lot of people who write me and talk to me, they always spell my last name Allen. It's nice, but that's not it. Allan. Prod. Prod. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. My telephone number, 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. And all you have to do is be proactive. Use this number and the email address anytime you like, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They never sleep. They're always going. You know, even if you're asleep, even if I'm asleep, the phone is open. You can leave a message if you call. And of course, certainly, if you need us to get back to you, we'll do that. Because if you take the time out to say something to us, or you take the time out to correspond with us, we want to return the love. All right. And again, you can keep that email address and the telephone number. And we advise you to keep it in your electronic devices, such as your computer, be it laptop, desktop, or your tablet, or even your telephone. If you have all three of those and more, why don't you put that information in all of those devices, just in case maybe one is not available, the other is, and you can do it that way. And you could use that information anytime you want. So please do that. And by the way, you don't have to have any special reason to contact me. Even if you may have a birthday coming up, you may just want to say hi. You're not wasting our time doing that. You want to say hi, we'll say hi to you back. Maybe you have like I said, a birthday, or maybe some kind of special event that's coming up in your community and you would like to push it here. We will help you with that. So be proactive. And again, keep it in your electronic devices. So let me give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. Telephone number, once again, 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. We'll be looking forward to hearing from you. I always look forward to hearing from you. I really do. I sit there by the computer and by the telephone, just twiddling my thumbs. Not really, but I know that you'll call. Okay. We're in the 30th day, right? This is the 30th day of the month. The day before the final day of the month is here. It's the 30th day of the month, which marks the 30 days that we had the U.S. government shutdown. It's been shut down for 30 days. And right now, there's nothing in sight that's saying, oh, well, we get ready to bring it back. We're bringing it back. Nothing is happening right now. It's still 30 days into the shutdown. And believe me when I tell you, it's affecting everybody. Everybody. It's shut down. It affects everyone from the airports to the federal buildings, all of the buildings that if you want to get your social security card, a new social security card, or any kind of card like that, you're going to have to wait till it's over. They're all shut down. And speaking of the airports, when the airports shut down, I mean, some of these people are working for free. They're working for nothing. All right. So the air traffic controllers are working for nothing, but there are very few of them. And so, since there are few of them, that means there are delays in flights or cancellations, and people are getting to their destinations or not getting to their destinations. Now, let's keep our fingers crossed. The reason why we keep our fingers doubly crossed, triply crossed if you possibly can, because the holidays are coming up and people do a lot of traveling on the holidays. Now, Thanksgiving is one of them. People want to get out of town, people want to fly. If this government shutdown is still on, if it's still on, I'm not saying you won't be able to reach your destinations, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard, because you cannot fly a plane without the air traffic controllers. You just don't want to float out there in midair and not know where you are. And so, with the lack of those men and women, that means, again, the airports are going to be your flights that you get normally, that you could just hop on a plane and just jet off, right? They're going to be delayed or maybe canceled for the whole period. So let's keep our fingers crossed with this. So that keeps everything down. It shuts down everything. Also, you got to be aware too that SNAP and WIC programs are going to be effective as well. Now, I understand. I heard in the news. I didn't get any confirmation on it just yet because I don't think they went completely through the courts, but they want to force uh, uh, the taco man. They want to force the taco man to release the emergency money that you pay for, that you put into the kitty. That's the money that your hard-earned money goes into that. That's what that is for. It's not his money, and they want to release that. So this way they'll have they won't shut down these programs such as SNAP and WIC. But as far as it goes right now, I mean, we got a good sign going. But as far as it goes right now, at Saturday, November 1st, that's when they're going to shut it down. Unless the courts come up really quick and make the government release these emergency funds so you can get your SNAP pay and your WIC pay or whatever that you get. So let's keep our fingers crossed. So that's what the government is doing. They're shutting down all of that. And then, like I said, the airports and everything else. Now, as far as Social Security goes, that's going to stay intact. That's going to stay intact. You get that like clockwork. There's nothing wrong with that. That's going to be okay. So if you're expecting a Social Security check coming in, you'll get it at the day that you're supposed to get it. It'll come right in there. And Social Security cost of living, by the way, we have good news on that. I found out, maybe you probably already know this right now, coming January 1st, I believe, there will be an increase in your benefits. Not a percentage, I'm not sure. Last time it was 35%, and I'm inclined to believe it will be probably that much, if not more. That's effective January 26th. You will get an increase on your Social Security payments. That's good news. That's the best news I heard today. And a lot of you are looking around for it. There it is. It's going to happen. Unless someone throws me a curveball later and say, April Fools. No, they can't say that because it's not April. It's October. And then at that particular point, it'll be January. But no, they're not going to fool around with that. So right now, unless something happens, and of course, I'll get back to you if something changes in that department. But right now, they are going to pay you off your percentage that you're supposed to be getting for Social Security, the benefit raise. It was held for a while. It was held for a while when the strike was on, but now they're saying come January 2026, you're going to get an increase in your Social Security benefits. But all of these things are going on. All of this money that they have, all the money is there, except you know uh, the orange peel or the taco man, right? He don't have any priorities. Now, this government shutdown is not a priority for him. Otherwise, it would be open right now. What he did in the White House a couple of days ago, they were supposed to have this meeting, but they said nothing about the shutdown. Instead, he's going to pass off a 2028 hat to Hakeem Jeffries. In other words, he wants to run again. I think he's building his ballroom for close to $300 million, right? That just tells me he has no intentions of leaving. And then he wants to run for a third term. He wants to run for a third term. Even that bonehead Mike Johnson even said that's I don't think that's going to happen because they got to think about the 22nd Amendment. All right. And that meeting in the White House, he's already passing out caps for 2028. Trump 2028. This guy is out of his mind. Okay. Okay, I have some movies I'm going to get all across to you right quick because I have three, four, five movies. Five movies today. So let me get started with them right now. This is a classic going back to 1967. And this stars Robert Blake, Scott Wilson, and John Forsythe. And it's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out Friday at 8 p.m. It's called In Cold Blood. It's a black and white movie. You ever seen it before? Well, this is your chance to see it. It's 1967, In Cold Blood. Then we have coming up Night of the Living Dead from 1962. It started Judith O'Dea, Russell Striner, and Dwayne Jones. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Saturday at 12:30 a.m. That's Friday night, Saturday morning, 12:30 a.m. Eastern. And of course, if you can't watch them in real time, you could always DVR them, providing you still have your cable box. You could DVR it and watch it later on. Also, we have Stage Door. Now, this is a nice classic movie from 1937, another black and white movie starring Katharine Hepburn, Ginger Rogers, and uh, Adolph Menjou. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Barefoot in the Park from 1967. Robert Redford, Jane Fonda, and Charles Boyer. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then you have All the President's Men, another one with Dustin Hoffman in 1967. Also Robert Redford in it, along with Jason Robart. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I also invite you to go to Turner Classic Movies and go through it and scroll down and scroll on their movie set, and you'll see there'll be more movies to see. Now, the ones that I only mentioned because these are my picks of the week, but there may be others that you may see. So go to the program guide and you can check out others. Also, while you're there, check out all of the free movies that's available. All right. If you still have cable, there are a lot of free movies you can check out. You have also great sporting events. You have children's programs. You have documentaries. And of course, all of the networks are there. If you like those Lifetime movies like I do, you can see what's happening, see what's available there. A lot of things at your disposal. Plus, you're never going to starve for entertainment. You know why? Because you're very resourceful. And now we have so many streaming apps that you can't lose. So many that you can't even keep up with. All right. So check out all of those things. So let me give you those movies once again. And I hope you're going to enjoy it. In Cold Blood, Robert Blake and Scott Wilson, along with John Forsythe. It's Turner Classic Movies. And that's Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And Night of the Living Dead with Judith O'Dea, and Russell Striner, along with Dwayne Jones. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 12:30 a.m. Eastern. Stage Door with Katharine Hepburn, Ginger Rogers, and Adolph Menjou. Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Barefoot in the Park. And that's with Robert Redford, Jane Fonda, and Charles Boyer. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then finally, All the President's Men. I love this movie. with Dustin Hoffman, Robert Redford, and Jason Robards. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I hope you take a gander at all of these movies. I also tell you that you're not going to regret watching these movies. They're great movies, and I hope you're going to like it. Okay. So by the way, ladies and gentlemen, go on my YouTube. If you're not watching us on YouTube and you're watching us on Facebook, after the show is over, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do that. And those of you who are watching right now on YouTube, subscribe right now. You should have done it a long time ago. I really would appreciate that. Okay, do it today. All right. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go, but I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern because I will be here for the coffee hour. Brian Camp is going to be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I hope you look forward to seeing you then. And then you come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Of course, Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And you and me against the world. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We'll see you soon. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allan. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.